A Step into the Past Volume 14 Chapter 5. Book 14 Chapter 5 A Heartless Man Indeed. A drop of Xiao Pan's blood trickled out of the special needle and dripped into the bowl of special chemical. Su Xian retrieved another special needle filled with Lu Bui's blood and brought it to the edge of the bowl but did not release the blood immediately. Everyone was staring at Xiao Pan's drop of blood with excitement. Inside Lu Gong's tent, there are 10 military leaders which are all important position holders. Except for Lu Gong and Su Xian, there is Wang He, Jia Gongcheng, Lord Yuniang Ying Ao and Lord Yu Qing Lu. It appears that Xiao Pan's relationship with Lu Bui is of utmost importance to them. Xiang Xiaolong was squeezed in the middle of all these generals and he inquired, "How did you manage to get Lu Bui's blood?" Lord Yuniang Ying Ao replied, "I dragged him out for archery while Lu Gong and Wang He were jostling with him. Thus, we took his blood without his knowledge." Lu Gong is not interested in their casual talk and called, "Su Xian." Su Xian hardened his resolve and poured the second drop of blood into the bowl of chemical. The crowd became as silent as a dormouse and everyone has a choked feeling. For an instant, everyone held their breaths. The drop of blood entered the chemical and swirled for a while before it came into contact with Xiao Pan's drop of blood. Amazingly, the two drops of blood separated immediately like the two different magnet poles repelling each other. The tent was filled with mad cheering. Xiang Xiaolong sighed with relief. Knowing the future can be a burden. Even though he is certain that Xiao Pan will pass the blood test, he cannot help but be worried like everyone else. Back in his own tent, Ji Yanran and the other girls are carefully cleaning Xiang Xiaolong's wound and applying fresh medicine. Teng Yi came back from his duties and sat down, reporting, "We have located Lord Jialing's men." Xiang Xiaolong was overjoyed, "Where are they?" Teng Yi is in a great mood and retrieved a map from his bosom, smiling, "The Qin hunting fair is child's play in front a seasoned hunter like me. If I hunt personally, all the tigers and wolves would be frightened off." Xiang Xiaolong assisted him in spreading the map and laughed, "Second brother should have told me earlier. Then, I would prepare a large quantity of tiger ears for sale at 10 times the original price. I guarantee that the amateur hunters will not go back empty-handed and I can even make a ton of money." Ji Yanran and the girls instantly broke out in laughter and giggles. Teng Yi laughed, "Amateur hunters. That is a unique description." Xiang Xiaolong inquired, "Where is the cave that Lord Jialing's men are hiding in?" Teng Yi was stunned, "How did you know that?" Pointing to a group of mountains 50 miles from the campsite, he detailed, "This area has dense forests and is located at the upstream of River Jing. There are 7 caves situated there which the locals have named the AA7 Connected Caves. Lord Jialing has planned their hiding spot well. Although we know that they are hiding there, it is impossible to locate their exact location. There is no way we can determine the size of their forces." Wu Tingfang innocently suggested, "Second brother is exaggerating. Why don't you surround the forest and set it on fire? I am sure they will be forced out by the burning." Xiang Xiaolong loved her innocent and silly demeanor and smiled, "The forest is wet with the spring dew. It is impossible to burn a forest." Ao. He caught hold of Wu Tingfang's incoming fist but did not relent, "Unless we use the super fire that comes from the mouth of Wu's first mistress." Ji Yanran mocked, "Since our hubby came back from the jaws of death, he has become cheekier." Zhao Ji clambered over to help Wu Tingfang withdraw her fist from Xiang Xiaolong's grasp. As Teng Yi took a closer look at Xiang Xiaolong's injury, he added, "But the moment they left the 7 caves, they will not escape the detection of our Jing village hunters. Hey! I think we should use our own men and allow them to gain more battle experience." Xiang Xiaolong clapped Teng Yi's shoulder and agreed, "We shall do as second brother advised." Fortunately, Dubai is not in Xianyang City or things could be more complicated. In Lu Bui's eyes, I am someone due to die in 2 days. No matter what I do in these 2 days, he will just bear with me and even pretend to support me so as to allay the suspicions of others. Most crucially, he must put on a fine act in front of Zhu Ji. Thus, I must find some things to do so as to give justice to Moao's brilliant scheming. Zhao Ji is bandaging his wound with Ji Yanran. When she heard this, she whined, "Before your leg has recovered, we will not allow you to participate in any fighting." Xiang Xiaolong feigned surprise, "Who said that I am going to fight with someone?" Ji Yanran smiled, "Sister Ji, he is teasing you. Attack him now and see if he will retaliate or not." In the midst of their fun, the tent attendant reported, "Grand Tutor Qin is here." As the image of Qin Qing surfaced in his memory, he came to realize that everyone is so happy today because they have finally succeeded in countering Moao. The presence of this man is a threat to their well-being. Ever since he delivered the poison pill back to his throat, they have become more relaxed and even the usually serious Teng Yi is more jovial now. But they must still keep their guard up. As long as Moao is still alive, they must be careful and not allow the enemy to see through them. The Tian sisters have just finished tidying up Xiang Xiaolong's clothes when Qin Qing entered the tent with a heavy expression on her face. After all his encounters with her, this is the first time she came to Xiang Xiaolong's AA territory. He had a strange feeling inside him. But eyeing her serious expression, he felt that something is amiss. Wu Tingfang welcomed, "Sister Qin should have come earlier. We were having a big showdown." Ji Yanran noticed her expression too and frowned, "What is bothering Sister Qin?" Teng Yi greeted Qin Qing and took the chance to take his leave. Qin Qing sat down opposite Ji Yanran and gently replied, "I need to speak to your husband privately." The girls were slightly startled but Yanran firmly stood up and stated, "We have to cross the river soon. We will be waiting for both of you outside." Xiang Xiaolong glanced at Qin Qing with astonishment and asked, "Why is Grand Tutor Qin so upset?" Qin Qing stared at him coldly and retorted, "I dare not be upset but have to congratulate official Xiang instead for being able to marry the beautiful daughter of Liu Buwei." Xiang Xiaolong finally understood her concern and smiled, "Grand Tutor Qin is mistaken. This is a complicated affair. In reality, Liu Buwei does not want to marry her daughter to me and neither do I want to marry her." Qin Qing was shocked, "Then why did Empress tell me that Liu Buwei has asked her to arrange the marriage and that you have agreed to the wedding?" Xiang Xiaolong smiled at her and softly pleaded, "Will Grand Tutor Qin please trust me this once? After the hunting fair, you can find out the truth from Sister Yanran." Qin Qing's face tightened and she shot with displeasure, "Why is official Xiang always so secretive and says things halfway? Are you treating me like an outsider?" Xiang Xiaolong did not mean to hide things from her but looking at her enthusiasm, he was tempted and asked, "Do you think I treat you like an outsider?" Both Qin Qing's cheeks turned red and she wailed, "Official Xiang is going to be rude to me again." Xiang Xiaolong remembered that day when he hugged her slender waist. He coughed, "I dare not." Qin Qing noticed his eyes focusing on her own waist and was infuriated. Lowering her head, she bit her lips and demanded, "Are you saying or not?" Xiang Xiaolong saw her pouting like his lover and was aroused. Leaning forward towards her body, he moved his lips to her jade ears and enjoyed her nice fragrance. He whispered, "This is a big secret which cannot be known to a third person. Please forgive me for speaking to you in this manner." Qin Qing trembled slightly and her ears were red already. Feeling itchy at the ears, she wailed, "Does official Xiang know what he is doing?" Since Qin Qing did not shy away, Xiang Xiaolong is even more excited at approaching this untouchable woman. He teased, "Shall I go ahead and tell you the secret then?" Qin Qing dared not look at him and nodded slightly. Xiang Xiaolong held back the urge to kiss her earlobe but cannot resist staring at her fast-heaving chest. He gently divulged, "Liu Buwei has sent someone to poison me and estimate that I will not survive these 2 days. Therefore, he decided to marry his daughter to me and even proclaim it to the whole world so that when I am killed, no one will suspect him and he can even deceive Empress." Qin Qing shook strongly and her face became as white as a sheet. She turned to face him and their lips nearly met. Xiang Xiaolong was stunned and retreated half a feet. Feeling regretful, he apologized. I am sorry for alarming Grand Tutor Qin. Luckily, I have the poison removed from my body and Lu Bue still has no idea. He will try his best to annul the marriage later and the Empress will know that he is trying to deceive her. That is the reason why I accept the marriage proposal. Qin Qing sighed with relief and put her hands on her heart, scolding, "You gave me such a fright." Her face began to regain some color and it was a captivating sight. Xiang Xiaolong was appreciative, "Thanks for Grand Tutor Qin's concern." Her face may still be slightly red but she has recomposed herself. Smiling lightly, she gently stated, "I have mistaken you. And I forgive you for being rude to me but you must not do it again in the future." "Oh. My ear is so itchy." Xiang Xiaolong is fully intoxicated and nodded with a smile, "Let me consider about whether I will be rude to you in the future and tell you my decision later. This is a big secret which you must keep it to yourself." Qin Qing giggled and shot him a lovely look. She gingerly stood up and sighed, You are incorrigible." Xiang Xiaolong stood up with her and shrugged his shoulders, "I will be thanking the heavens as long as Grand Tutor Qin is not always angry at me." Qin Qing slowly sighed, "You are the reason for my anger. You are always so secretive and I always have to force you to tell me the truth." "Right. When you shot the 5 flying needles earlier, it has caused such a commotion that now the whole camp knows about it. When I came out of the Empress's tent, I saw Guanzongzi and Ying Ying analyzing the needles on the target board." She lowered her head and softly pleaded, "Can official Xiang give me one of your flying needles as a gift?" Without hesitation, Xiang Xiaolong drew out a flying needle from his waist belt and smoothly grabbed her hand and pressed the needle in the center of her palm. He coaxed, "Please forgive me for being rude to you again. In normal circumstances, no man is allowed to touch her hand." Qin Qing was taken by surprise at his molest and quickly withdrew her hand, wailing, "You!" Xiang Xiaolong put a finger to his lips and signaled her to keep quiet. He pointed outside the tent to indicate that he is afraid that others will hear her wailing. He then smiled, "This is the price to pay for being my confidant. In the future, I will look for you and will be polite and rude as I please." Qin Qing's expression became annoyed and walked towards the tent exit. At the exit, she stopped and coldly stated, "You have arms and legs and you can visit me if you like and not visit me if you don't like. Who cares?" She left in a huff. Xiang Xiaolong shook his head with a bitter smile. He and Qin Qing are losing more and more of their self-control. One fine day, they will land up in bed and the consequences will be disastrous. But if he can conduct an illicit affair with her, it will be tremendously thrilling. The hunting parties crossed the river in different batches. Under Su Xian's instructions, another 2 more bridges were built so there is now a total of 4 bridges. The plains were filled with sounds of hunting dogs barking. Those with hunting eagles sent the eagles up in the air to showcase their grandeur and might. Xiang Xiaolong thought about Zhou Yang's warrior eagles and was very interested in them. In the future, he will have his own eagles to help his fight and they will be remarkable toys too. Ji Yanran, Qin Qing, and the girls joined Empress Ji's hunting party while he himself left to join Xiao Pan's party. It is better for him to avoid Zhu Ji so as to prevent any awkwardness and it will also prevent Lao Ai from being jealous of him. When he came to the river bank, Xiao Pan has begun crossing the river Jing under the protection of the palace guards. Xiang Xiaolong and the 18 guardians rushed to the back of the queue and ran into Guanzongzi. Xiang Xiaolong laughed, "I thought official Guan has joined the female warriors." Guanzongzi knew that he is teasing him for spending all his time with Ying Ying and Lu Danner. He plainly stated, "Work is more important. If I do not chase them off, official Xiang will blame me for neglecting my work." Xiang Xiaolong was hit by realization. Since they are killing Lu Gong, Lu Danner will no longer be of any use to them. That is why Guanzongzi is disregarding Lu Danner now. Ying Ying is Guanzongzi's way to spy on the Lord Chongping brothers. But since Xiang Xiaolong, Lu Gong, etc. will be killed during Lord Jialing's ambush, the Chongping brothers will be blamed for their incompetence and Liu Bue will force Empress Zhu Ji to execute them. Liu Bue will then be able to fill up the posts of the leader of the palace guards with his own subordinates. After all, the Imperial Infantry Army is behind protecting Xianyang City and will not be involved with Lord Jialing's ambush. Thus, Guanzongzi will be not implicated. As a result, this heartless man Guanzongzi cannot be bothered with Ying Ying anymore. Moao's devious scheme is truly formidable. Originally, Xiang Xiaolong and the rest would have suffered a huge defeat. It is due to pure luck that they now have the upper hand. Guanzongzi saw that Xiang Xiaolong is silent and thought that he is angry. He frantically flattered, "Official Xiang's wondrous flying needle skill is unparalleled. I submit to your superior talents." Xiang Xiaolong dished, "It is nothing great." As both men rode across the wooden bridge, heavy sounds of hoofbeats can be heard as the horses are now stepping on wood. A strong wind blew towards them and Xiang Xiaolong is in a great mood. The sun is slowly setting in the west horizon and its last rays shone across the flatlands like a sheet of gold. Guanzongzi reminded, "I nearly forgot. Premier Liu is looking for official Xiang." Xiang Xiaolong grunted a reply and rode back to shore towards the main tents.